Hello, everybody on Facebook. Hello, everybody on Zoom. This is not another lunch and learn. Where every Wednesday at 12 p.m., Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and Zoom, we bring on a real estate professional, a real estate investor that's active in the business, or someone that provides a real estate service or a resource to make our lives better. So welcome again here this afternoon. This is Azreia, the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. As you can see on the bottom of the screen is how you can keep in touch with us. We have azreia.org. Definitely check out our calendar. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. We're all over the place. So check us out, get to know us. Our mission and purpose here at Azreia is to unlock, accelerate our members' ability to invest in real estate through education, market information support, and networking opportunities so that they can elevate their financial being. So we just recently celebrated our 20th anniversary, so 2 decades strong throughout the state of Arizona. We have been supporting real estate investors, helping them become successful and changing the trajectory of their life. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being members. Let's kick it off. Oh, let's see. All right. So I'm going to take a few minutes to kind of just let you guys know what's going on around Azreia. The Phoenix monthly meeting, which we just had last week, next month in December, we do it on Zoom. So we get all our chapters together, all our members from Tucson, Phoenix, Bisbee, Prescott, Flagstaff, you name it. We all get together Monday, December 12th on Zoom. So make sure to go to the calendar and pre-register, and you will get that Zoom link to you. Also, we are now, if you're out of state and you're watching this and you're a member, or if you know, sometimes you live far away and you just can't make it to our monthly meeting, we are live streaming them now. We did it for the first time on Monday and it went very well. So we got interaction, we got members networking online. So it's not only in person. So keep a lookout for that as well. So next month, December 12th, see you on Zoom. Our subgroup meetings, we have 12 of these a month here in Phoenix and throughout the state. So as you can see, we cater to every strategy within real estate investing. So whatever works for you, you can join like-minded people in that specific strategy. Our subgroup leaders are experienced active investors in that specific strategy. So if you come to this meeting, it's about networking and building relationships, but you also have a leader that can answer your questions, go over a learning topic, and give you some insight on the market. As you can see, we have Prescott, we have Tucson, we got Bisbee, we got a women's group, multifamily group. We play the Cash Flow 101 board game, raising capital, fix and flip, landlord, you name it, we have it. Go to our calendar and see when you can join us. Try our forums. So not only do we do the in-person meetings, which I wanted to say, we're about to hit 200 events this year. So we put on 200 events for our members to learn and network. So we wanted to expand that just a little bit more and give you the opportunity to network online. So we now, on the top hand right of our website, we have forums. We have about 5-6 different topics going right now. It's fairly new the last 2 months. So hop in there, ask questions, be patient with us as more people are learning about it and starting to communicate. Ask questions, provide resources, help each other. I mean, most importantly, we put a property posting section in there. So if you have an off-market deal that you want to sell, or you're looking to buy off-market deal, you can see what we have for sale. Not Azreia, but our members. And we actually had a couple months ago, we had 2 members connect together and do a transaction. So it does work. So just keep your eye out on the forums. Core skill classes. These are 5 fundamental classes that we feel all real estate investors should have, whether you're new or experienced. These are 101 type based classes. So we do it twice a year in person. We also record them. So we just finished the last round last month. So they are available for sale online for you to check out. As you can see, marketing, you got to get leads coming into your business. You got to be able to comp and estimate those repairs and analyze the deal. You got to be able to, once you have your offer, you got to be able to negotiate that with the owner. And then you got to get it under contract, where we brought in Mick McGurr of Focus Law, real estate attorney, discussing and busting some myths, what some new people might be scared of when it comes to getting into legal contracts. And then we have Where's the Money? So we show you how to fund that deal once you get that contract. So check that out. All 5 of them for $225. It's over 10 hours of education. All right. Now the man of the hour, which we'll bring him on shortly. I know you're excited, Al. Calm down. I know.
Yes.
So hold on. So Al was with us in Phoenix for our education piece, and he went down to Tucson and did the education as well for our Tucson members. So Al is going to be with us tonight here at the Phoenix office. So this is what we call our drill down. You may have changed the topic, I'm not sure, but providing housing solutions for the mobile workforce. So Al specializes in extended stays, midterm rentals, not short-term Airbnb, everything over 31 days. So he's going to break that down today, and he's going to break it down all day Saturday here at the office as well. So stay tuned. Al's going to tell us more about what he's going to teach us here in a few minutes. All right. And Azreia Show, we are on our 51st episode, probably a little bit more than that now. We just brought on Quan from Be Fit Nominal, who is telling us he caters to real estate investors and their health, right? Because if we're not healthy, we're not feeling good, our mind's not clear, we don't have the energy. So as business owners, we need to get that the health aspect into our real estate business. So Quan is a great person to help you with that. So he was on the Azreia Show, so check him out. We're on all podcast platforms. We're on YouTube. So and also Al's episode released about 2 weeks ago. So if you like what you hear about him today, you can always hit the Azreia Show and learn more about him personally. So all our members, you get, as you already know, we have a Home Depot discount and benefit program, one of the biggest in the nation. You're not going to see anything like this. Rebate 2% twice a year on all purchases. That helps your bottom line as a real estate investor on your flips and on your turns on your rentals. 20% off all your liquids. Has to be hooked with this. The Azreia code needs to be hooked up to your pro account. Every time you run through that register, put your pro number and it starts discounting those paints. You get appliance and cabinet discounts. So all that is there for you as a member. And that's just one. Here at Azreia, we have business associates local, we have associates national through the national REIA, probably have over 40 businesses that provide services to real estate investors where you get rewards, discounts, and benefits by becoming an Azreia member. So with all that said, love to have you as a member here at Azreia. It's $125 a year, not a month, a year. Very affordable dues. And for this basic program, it's $10 a month for the main meetings, $5 for the subgroups. Okay, it's a la carte. So if you're going to be at less than 8 meetings a year, this is the plan for you. If you choose to be highly active, which is what I suggest, it's $249 a year, and all the subgroups in the main meetings are free of charge. So definitely would love to have you a part of our community. Both programs have access to all benefits and resources Azreia has to offer. Oh, and what I also wanted to say, which wasn't in the slides, was November, and Molly, correct me if I'm wrong, November 22nd, Phoenix Real Estate Club here at the Central Phoenix office. We talk about your deals. We do the I Want, I Have session. And mainly we do a market discussion. So it's a great group. Molly's baking like 100 pies, everything but carrot cake, Al. Okay.
No.
So we're gonna have some dessert for everybody. We'll have coffee. So let's just hang out. I know it's close to Thanksgiving, but we're still showing up. We're still talking business. So let's hang out, have a good time on the 22nd. And then if you're planning on going to the fix and flip group, which is usually the next day, the last day, Wednesday of the month, Bob and Tracy have switched that to an I don't check the calendar. It's been switched to, I think, December 6th or 7th. And it's going to be at a restaurant or a bar. So it's kind of just got a more laid back event. So if you're planning on going to fix and flip, check the calendar, get the location and information. All right. So if you're just joining us, this is not another lunch and learn. Every Wednesday at 12, we talk about real estate investing. So if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments. Molly's online, keeping an eye out. If you're in the Zoom, pop them in the chat. We'll get your questions answered. So we brought in Al Williamson, like I said, extended stays, midterm rentals. I won't dive deep in how great you are, Al. We'll let you tell all that good stuff. So tell us about yourself. What are we going to talk about today? Let loose.
Yeah. So I am out of Sacramento, California. Can you guys see me all right? I have it aimed at me. And I'm staying in I teach people how to set up midterm rentals as well as other things. And I happen to be in a unit that one of my students is in,
Oh, love
owns.
it.
Yeah. So I wanted to show you guys around there and tell you more about me. Let me see if I can turn my camera. Are you guys able to see that?
Sir.
Okay. Let's do a walkthrough. So it comes in from this door here, and then here is a general view of it. It's just been remodeled. So you got just some, she did a really nice job here of this place. And it has, you can see it's just a small spot, simple looking apartment. And here's definitely a killer selling feature. This is washer and dryer. And this one is got a bedroom here, a bedroom, and a bathroom there. So that is all that basically is to it. She doesn't own this place. She just leases it from the landlord. So that is pretty cool. But what is pretty interesting is her backstory is she was a scientist and terrified of doing this. She was terrified of it so much to the point where I looked at the Phoenix market like 3 years ago, and I said, yeah, market is so incredibly strong that I'm going to loan you some money so that you do it, just to put the pressure on. So I loaned her some money for her first one, and she did it. She paid me back, and then she wanted to do another one, and I loaned her money again for it. And that's the last I heard of her from her for about 2 years. And then I was coming to Azreia, and I reached out and we connected again. She says, I'm up to 9 of these things now. and I still haven't met her. I'm gonna meet her for lunch on Friday. But yeah, she's had 9 of these. It's changed her life, and she's becoming more financially independent every day. So I love that story. And that's why I love coaching.
So she was your student. You never
Yeah.
met her. You loaned
I
her
still
money,
haven't. Yeah.
paid you back.
Yeah,
She got 2 of them, and now she's up to 9.
that's right.
All
We
in
only
Phoenix.
met via Zoom, but your market is so incredible.
Yeah.
Your market is so incredible that it was a safe bet for me to loan her some money. Just absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So
How many bedrooms is that one?
this is 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms. Okay.
2 bedrooms, 1 bath, just a small, simple apartment. And you saw just some simple decorations, and it's good to go.
So let us know what's extended stay, what's midterm rental, because we all hear long term, we all hear short term. So what's your world look like?
So the work looks like month-to-month rentals. Most landlords know month-to-month rentals on a monthly basis. There's a lot of people who need that type of stay, and they're in a different category because they're usually coming for work or for some other reason that they're somewhat concerned about how much they can afford. You know, the short-term stuff, people are looking for, you know, flamingo dancers and really opulent things and cool experiences. And then people looking for a 1-year lease, they're looking for an empty spot so they can bring their furniture there. But people in between there, they have a different set of needs. You know, for example, I showed you that washer and dryer. If you're only staying for 3 or 4 days, you don't care if a washer and dryer is there. But if you're staying for a month, yeah, that's gonna be an issue. You're concerned about that now. So it puts you into a different need, and also they're looking for some pricing efficiencies. They're looking for a discount if they stay a certain period of time, more so than just a one-night stay. So those are some of the big differences, and we'll talk more about that. I hope you guys come tonight and on Saturday. Tonight we are going to be talking about the new frontier of the traveling workforce. So we're going to get into that, get into the mindset of that, and that's pretty cool. I think most landlords and most housing entrepreneurs want these type of people that are they're there to get promoted for work.
Yeah.
They're not around for the party. That's what's cool. I wrote down some things as I was prepping for this. I figured I would write down the 3 most frequently asked questions.
Okay,
You want to talk about that?
go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Some people, usually the first thing they ask me is, what type of property is best? You know, is it a 1-bed, 1-bath L, or is it I have a 3-bed, 2-bath house? Will that work? And the answer to that is yes. I think every property has a highest and best use, and a different type of person is probably going to fit each different categories. For example, if you have a 3-bed, 2-bath, then a family relocating for if their dad got a new job and before they buy a new home. I'm sure Phoenix has a lot of people relocating to Phoenix area.
Yes.
And that type of temp housing related to relocating, especially CEOs and other employees, that they get a moving allowance. So they find a temp place until they buy the house. And that's a great spot to be. And to go a little deeper, well, how do you find those people? Well, you look up relocation specialists and they're in a need that they'll be happy to find you. And if you have a good spot for them, that's how you handle a big house. Now, a smaller apartment or a simple apartment like this is really comparable to a hotel room. And hotel rooms do not have washer and dryers in them. At least I've never been in one, a hotel room that had a washer and dryer. And I don't care how nice the place is. If I'm going to be there for a month, I just want my own washer and dryer.
Yep.
So that separates it, makes you so that they just can't compete against you. You can wipe them out. You can have plenty of business. If there's any cars in the parking lot of one of those extended stay hotels, they should be at your spot if they knew about it. So it's just a matter of becoming more findable. Okay, so that's how I deal with a big house and a smaller house. The next frequently asked question I get is, what's the best area of town to do this, right? So do I need to stay by the airport? Do I need to stay by the hospital? Do I need to stay by the university? And the answer to that is you want to find a place that you want to be the ambassador of, a place that you feel good, that you have an emotional connection to. Because there's people doing short-term rentals and whatever we're talking about, midterm rentals and all that, just to make money, simply to make money. And then you can feel that. You can feel that type of energy. And then there's people that really want to be an ambassador for their area and really want to show off the different restaurants and different features and different things that their area has. And that's a clear difference. The way they write, their website looks different. The way they decorate their places look different. The interaction and that energy level is so much different. So if you want to be an ambassador for an area, that's the best spot in town to set up and locate there. Then the third and final most frequently asked question I get is it too late, Al? It seems like this thing has exploded and I'm late to the game. And, you know, if you have kids and you're taking a trip, they know about it, especially teenagers, they start looking on the Airbnb app. They don't start looking at the Googling for hotels. They start Googling what Airbnb are we going to stay at? Because it's a full change in how we do business now when we travel. People want to stay at a cool house more so than a hotel. There's this whole generation of folks who want an experience outside of a hotel room. So 10 years and older, or 15, 16 years and younger, all those guys, all they know is Airbnb. And when they travel, they want to stay at a cool spot. It gives them a little bit of flavor. So no, it's not too late. It's short-term rentals have been around for a while now, and midterm rentals has too, but midterm rentals is more of a focus on it post-COVID. So it's a great time to get in. And you guys are in such a great area. I betted on it 3 years ago. And even now being here, I was right in the first place, but now I'm just putting a exponent on how right I am about your area. This is a great area.
So what are some of the benefits of midterm? I know you just went over some stuff, but like maybe dive a little deeper versus short term or versus long term.
You know, there's a lot of places to stay if you're only gonna stay for one night. You got all the hotels, and then you got the typical Airbnb hosts are all set up for 1-2 night stays. There's a lot of options. And if you're going to stay a year and longer, you know, you go to your Craigslist, there's apartments, there's the whole rental market out there for you. And they have an established price because there's so many people, right? There's so many, that's why there's a rental cap or a rental range for what it costs for a rental. And then same thing with the shorter term stays, the one night stays. There are so many people competing there that they kind of created a market range of what you can expect per night. Midterm and then the 30 days and longer stays is completely different. There's not much competition at all. And yeah, you can be very luxurious or very affordable, but the competition is much less. That's one. Also, the reason people are traveling is completely different. Shorter stays could be a lot of tourists, but if you are doing 30 days and longer, you're definitely a traveler and you have a different set of needs. You're there for serious reasons, such as a job assignment or something of that nature. And then also one of the biggest, which is really a game changer, is the source of the funds to pay for the place. Okay, so for short stays, like here, like I'm coming to visit you guys, I'm a self-employed person. I pay for it myself. Okay, and people who are tourists, they're paying for it themselves. And they are when you're paying for it yourself, you're a lot pickier than when someone is paying for your stay for you. Okay, when you're midterm stays, these 30 days and longer, are typically funded by employers. Okay, they give that person, their employee, a housing allowance, and they say, go find housing, and this whole budget is yours. So that employee is looking around saying, hey, where can I find a spot and save a little bit of money at the same time?
Got it.
And that's what they're looking for. So they're more relaxed, and they're more motivated to work with you, and they're not going to take off the white glove and wipe down your furniture and everything and find a problem. So I like that mindset. I like working with the midterm range better, and it's less interactive, less back and forth, so it doesn't take up your time. And with less interactions, maybe you're turning over a unit maybe 4 times at most a year, mostly 3 times. They're staying for 3 to 4 months.
So less turns, whereas Airbnb you're doing, depending on how busy you are, you do 5 to 20.
You're flipping, you're all the time. There's something always going on. But this way it's not going on, less interaction, and that means you should be paying for your time. As most folks kind of ignore that. I think you should pay yourself at least what a handyman gets paid, at least $35 an hour. And if you take that in consideration, I mean, your family thinks your time is more, your children think your time is more valuable than that. So you got to put that into the equation, I feel, to really look at apples and apples. And when you do, you see that these midterm stays is way more profitable because it doesn't cost you so much. You know, there's a big cost when you take it away from your family and you're not there for violin recitals or for soccer games because you have to turn over one of your units. You know, so that's a very expensive thing. So that's why I think, and I'm going to show you guys that on tonight. I'm going to walk you through the the exercise of looking at what your net income is and comparing it to what it would be as a shorter term rental versus a midterm rental. And then we can really have that conversation. So definitely come tonight. What time does it start, Mike?
6 o'clock sharp.
6 o'clock sharp. And then Saturday, I love Saturday workshops because we pretend to be investment bankers. So we kind of take off our investor hat and put on our banker hat, and we look at all the opportunities you have here in Phoenix and say, well, how would an investment banker, and how much money do investment bankers put of their own money? How much of their own money do they put into deals, Mike?
Zero.
Yeah, zero. So how could you come in, not spend any money out of your pocket, keep your money in the bank, and start making money right here, right now? And yeah, that's what Saturday's about.
What I like about that is, or you're saying in the presentation, even like the Marriott, all those extended type stay places, I didn't know they leased as well. They're doing exactly what you're talking about.
They're doing exactly, and they're keeping it quiet. They're not telling. I go through their annual reports, especially Marriott, and I look at what they're doing, how they're doing it, and I say there's no reason at all that we can't do that ourselves. It takes a little courage, but you can turn courage into cash flow, and we're going to be talking about that tonight and on Saturday.
Got it. So what about like pricing, right? Because we got to, whether it's long term or short term, there's a lot of apps and resources and to access. So the midterm, there's not like an Airbnb, maybe it's Furnish Finder, I think I've heard of. So with that in mind for pricing, as well as you said these employers pay for these stays. How do we even know where to price and start, or how much the person is willing to pay? Like, how do you price this?
Mike, that's an excellent question. Excellent question. And the thing that you got going for you is, if you got all these extended stay hotels around, and they're doing real-time pricing based on what they know the market accepts right now, today. Okay. And everything else that you look at is historical information. Even what Airbnb basis is historical, and what you're guessing, all historical. If you want to know what the price that can be accepted tonight, how to price right now, today, Wednesday, you check what your extended stay hotels are doing.
Check the extended stay.
And then you discount from there so that you beat their price. I don't care I don't care about apps or anything like that. They are not as smart as the professionals who are doing this and got the feedback, immediate feedback. They adjust the price immediately, and they're more sophisticated than we will ever be. And all the information is right there for whosoever is humble enough to accept that these hotels are smarter than we are.
So now, is there okay, so you're saying, what is the extended stay says, let's keep it simple, $100 a night, right? So you're gonna say, hey, let's price it at 80, 90?
Yeah. That's right.
And do you do like a discount? Like, so, okay, if they're asking for a 3-month gig, are you just like 80 times 90 days? Or
That's it. That's right.
Simple as that, huh?
Simple as that. Now remember that so there's a little bit of difference between extended stay hotels. They come in and they clean once a week.
Okay.
And we don't go in at all. So we don't have that labor. So naturally, if it's apples to apples, it should be about 90%, right? Because if we don't have to pay their cleaning. Now, if you want to make sure that you stay booked, then you bring it down to 85 and 80% of what they charge. 80%. And then all you have to do at that point is be findable. Make sure that those people who are heading towards that extended stay hotel know about your offer. That's the name of the game. because clearly if they did, they would come to you.
Yep. Got it. So, all right. So when you said acting like I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. You acting like an investment banker.
Yeah.
So let's maybe dive into maybe those that are just hopping on or are unsure. Maybe just clarify what arbitrage is and
Okay.
how you would go about getting the money for the furniture and everything. Like,
Right. So oftentimes people are, they're making that transition. I'm too radical for them, so they want to use their own money right off the bat and get one under their belt, but they don't have to do that.
got it.
And they start, understanding the investment banker type of thing on their second and third one. But you don't have to do that. Money doesn't have to be an obstacle. So as an investment banker, they say, Mike, you got a couple bucks, you got $1,000. Can I pay you? Can I pay you 8% on your 1,000? And you're like, I can't get even a 0.5% on my 1,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
You give me 6, 7, all that stuff for those small dollars is meaningful. And then there's just an IOU between me, Al the Great, and you, Mike. Dom's husband, and Al the Great. It's just a simple IOU, just like we did when we were kids.
Got it.
Okay, it's not a business loan or anything, because you don't want to create a security.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah. So you raise the money, you use your own money, you raise the money, they fund the security deposit, the future, any reserves that you might need.
Right.
You go over, I'm sure you go over all that this weekend.
Right.
Okay. I like it.
Then the key is to pay back your investor. You have a flexible payment. So it's based on how much net income you make. All right. So if you make $500, $800, $1,000 of net income that month, then you pay your investor, Mike, Dom's husband, I pay him a percentage of my net income towards his loan. So in the case that you don't make any net income, if the worst comes to worst, then there's no distributions that month. That's how you protect yourself.
Got it. So you got the funding, you're renting out an apartment, you're subleasing it at some level, is right? And I'm assuming you go over the contract.
Now, I say you operate your corporate housing company. You don't sublet.
But you're offering corporate housing.
Yeah, you operate your corporate housing company. You're adding value to this whole package. You're not just renting out the space. For example, here, this place for Angela, she's on call. She's telling me where recommending places where I should go. And cool. she's creating value for me, a whole experience for me. She's just not, hey, I'll use the place. You're on your own. She's not doing that. She's providing housing services on top of the rent.
I like what you said about the midterms last night. You said it's because people they're not tourists, so they already kind of like plan out their day. They know what they're doing this weekend. People are away from their families for 2-3 months. They want to be connected. Right. So you got to be able to bring that to them.
Bring that, and they want to connect. Even while I'm here for the short period of time, you see, I want to connect to the neighborhood. I want to have a real. I don't want to eat at IHOP.
Yeah,
that's why I want to say, where should I go, Mike? I want to go to the Red Velvet place. What's the name of that restaurant?
Durant's.
Durant's. Yeah, I want to go to Durant's. I want to get a photo of me and Durant's in the with my Tommy gun.
If you haven't been there, it's a great place to check out.
Yeah,
it's your treat this time, I think, right?
That's right.
I bought you a hamburger yesterday. We're good.
We're good. Yeah, you're right about that. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. That whole is a different way of thinking that I like to call it. From us rehab type folks, we know we have a toolkit for all of our carpentry tools, right? And then we have a toolkit for our electrical tools. And having both, being able to do electrical and carpentry, allows you to do so much more with your rehabs. Okay, so in being an investor, it has a certain number of tools that you use. You're thinking about ROIs and things like that. And as a banker, you have a different set of tools. You're thinking about, how can I pay this person a little bit of money and turn around and make a lot of money and enjoy the spread? I'm thinking about spreads. Okay, so when you put both of them together, that means you can make a lot of money in the good times and in the bad times, and you're never on the sideline. And it gives you the ability to have that type of peace, is you can be more at ease about money because you have a bigger toolkit.
Love it, man. A lot of great things, man. Yeah, you told me so much this week so far. And another philosophy you had on this, which you don't have to do, right? But you like to say, hey, let's take our net income from these arbitrages, and while we're doing them, invest that money into assets.
Right. Invest in assets.
Great idea. Rather than spending it, whatever. And why do you think like that?
Well, since we're dealing with abundance, that means you can stack these things together, cover your housing expenses, and go from there. And the reason I'm thinking of that is, how much does a Berkshire Hathaway shares go for? Is it $100,000 or something like that?
I don't know, actually. Anyone online know? Any questions? Comments? Make sure to pop them in.
Pop them in. It might be $100,000 per share or something like that.
Wow.
Okay, so if you got a loan, like we were talking about before, it's okay to go borrow the money to buy that share, because it's going to go up in value from everything history says it's going up in value, right?
Yep.
And pay good dividends. So go borrow the money, which might be $600 a month. Okay, then you can set up an arbitrage somehow that makes $600 a month to pay for it for you.
Got it. So you get your share.
You got your share as soon as you can. You don't wait to save up money, save up $100,000 for that share, because it's going to go up. You get it now. You set up an arbitrage to fund it for you, and then you pay that thing off with inflated dollars, and it also pays off itself, and you get the tax benefits for it. There's a lot you can do with understanding a little bit about financial management and having a small source of cash flow and putting it to most effective use. It changes your life. Now you have an asset that is on your balance sheet right now that changes your net worth right now, even changes the future of your family, because that belongs to you right now. And it's not. So there's some real powerful things that we do once we have the basics of what you're doing, and then you can enjoy that extra cash flow. Then the next thing I coach people on is, hey, if cash flow is like the wind that passes overhead. Let's set up a windmill and get some work out of that cash flow.
Love it.
Yeah. So how do you set up a windmill? You still can enjoy the cash flow, spend it, but that movement through your account, there's a lot you can do with floats and more advanced stuff. But definitely you can use the float to buy assets and other things. So that's a derivative of, we're getting into more of the advanced stuff, but it's a derivative of understanding that there's a difference between the hospitality market and the rental market. And we see this in the game Monopoly, right? The goal of Monopoly is the what? You buy what? You buy rentals, right?
Yeah.
And how many do you buy? You try to buy
as much as you can.
Well, you try to buy 4 per property, right?
Oh yeah, 4 green.
Big yeah, 4 greens. And then what do you try to do?
Bankrupt our friends.
Convert to a hotel, yeah.
Yeah, you move to a hotel. You move to a hotel. So you go from the rental market to the hospitality market because it makes more cash flow. It makes more. We've been saying and talking about a hotel cash flow makes more than 4 times rental properties nearly since we can remember our first Christmas with our family playing Monopoly. And the same thing is true. Get into the hospitality industry. Stop serving the lowest level. Oh, you're getting me stomping my feet. We're so focused on serving the lowest level, and that brings out such a little net cash flow for us landlords. And then we need to maintain our property, and it takes up all that cash flow. So we don't have any cash flow, and we're cash strapped so much. Landlords are cash strapped more than they need to be. They should definitely diversify. If they think diversification is great, at least some of the properties should be midterm rentals.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When you get to, so, we take advantage of the arbitrage. Maybe we're able to raise, a few grand to kind of get us in furnished and get it going. So you literally could do this with no money, just some time, your effort and time. And you get a few of these rolling, and now we do our 4 greenhouses. Would you ever, with the idea of have the experience in helping people get into the community, would you do maybe like a 10-unit building and make it your own type of hotel? Have you done that, or do you do that?
I wouldn't. And when I say hotel, that means serving people who are on midterm stays. That's kind of more of the hospitality industry function, just like one of those extended stay hotels does. And the reason I wouldn't take down a whole building, because as a essential worker myself, or a former essential worker, I wanted to be around people who were residents. I didn't want to be around everyone who was just transients, because if you do that, you don't get the feeling that you're embedded into the neighborhood. You're just still in a hotel. You're in a nicer hotel, but it's not optimal. Like if you had a 4-unit building, then maybe half of them are in the hospitality industry. The other half are residents, and I think that's the best of both worlds. Making it all short-term rentals is great on your cash flow, but it's terrible experience with, I'm just not going to come back. You may have got me one time, but I'm not coming back to your place after that.
What if there were midterms? What if you did all midterms? Is that still too much transition for you in the building?
Well, everyone has their preferences. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just share with you mine. Mine is to I like being a decentralized hotel. I don't like being centralized. Mm-hmm. I like no more than 50% in that building. And the reason is I want a happy traveler that raves about me to their friends and family. They want to put Instagram my unit. They want to use my hashtag. They want other people, because that's how you keep your place filled, and that's how you become independent. You get your own traffic and you become independent of Airbnb and other people who are just trying to do the minimum. It's not a high bar. So many folks are just trying to do the minimum that if you can easily stand out if you understand the psychology of the traveler, and then you get to their heart and take care of their issue of loneliness, and then you get yourself a fan, and then when you start collecting fans, then you're not worried about the ups and downs of the economy, because you're not in that red ocean fighting over people who don't care, just looking for the lowest dollar.
Love it, man. So you're going to be with us this Saturday, November 19th, from 9 to 4. We'll break at 12 to 1. Everyone can go out to lunch. It's here at the Phoenix office. We're right by the Biltmore, so right by the freeway. A lot of stuff to choose from. So we're going to spend a full day with us and break down the business. And if you choose to go to Saturday, you can come tonight at no charge. That's here at the Phoenix office as well, in Phoenix office in Central. And yeah, that's from 6 to 8. So you'll be here with us for 2 more days. Molly put links in the comments. So if you wanted to sign up or attend, the links are there. If you have any questions, we'll be here wrapping up. Any final questions or anything about Al's expertise here? Otherwise, we are done. We're about to wrap it up. Any last words, Al, that you want to leave with everybody?
No, I'm excited about meeting you guys tonight. I'm loaded for bear. I'm gonna go to I forgot the name of the place already, but I'll have be full of a ribeye steak and I'll be ready to go. But again, just to tell you how I looked at your market, been following for years. It's a slam dunk here. This is a gold mine. If I can just get folks to focus on it a little bit from the extended stay world, and I'll show you tonight. And I showed you, I think, on Monday as well. The extended stay hotels are packed in this area because there's money to be made. So let's bring some of that home.
Let's do it. Let's bring it home. I'm interested. So
right
love it. All right, everybody. This is Not Another Lunch and Learn. Every Wednesday at 12, we bring an expert like Al in every week. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. This will be replayed on Facebook if you want to watch it again. Otherwise, we're done. I hope everyone has a great, productive day. And Al, I'll see you tonight.
Okay. See you tonight.
All right, buddy.